Hi warriors, it's Sammy. How are you today? Welcome back to my channel. Have you smiled today? Today, I'd like to talk about what it's like trying to make friends and keeping friends while you have an anxiety disorder. Not an easy topic to talk about. Um, Something that I think is swept under the rug a lot. Um, we need support. When we have anxiety or depression, no matter what it is, we need support. But one of the things that we suffer from the most is how lonely the journey is. A lot of it you have to deal with by yourself. You can't really talk to anybody about it. Um, and even if you do, not everybody may understand it. It is such a lonely journey. Um, it's one of the reasons why I know that I have really felt like I was in a dark place because I couldn't even interact with my friends. They, no matter how long they have been friends with me, not everybody understood. So, what I'll do today in this video is talk about what it was like for me, and then hopefully provide you with some tips and reasons why it's important to make friends, keep friends, how to go about doing that, and what's really good for you and why it's so important in the long run. So, let's get started. First of all, when we need support, we turn to our own culture, our own kind, our friends from school, our friends, relatives, family. And that's really good. If you have somebody you can turn to and they're there for you, that's amazing. Taking nothing away from that. But what I've found in reality is when you have anxiety, not everybody understands what you're going through. And so not everybody has the time to support you either. So it's not our job to judge them, but at the same time, the people that you've always counted on, you may not be able to count on anymore. In fact, some of the people that you've always enjoyed spending time with, suddenly you may find that being in their company triggers you. So when you leave home to spend time with them, if you come back worse than when you had left, that kind of defeats the purpose of spending time with friends, right? So I've found that anxiety is such a lonely journey um, because the people that you always thought you could turn to sometimes, may end up triggering you and they may not be the right friends for you when you have anxiety. And first thing that maybe you can work on accepting is anxiety changes everything. It changes the friends that you may have. It changes who's good for you and who's not. And you have to accept that. Um, because until it's good for you and your mind can handle more, um, you might want to stay away from friends, family, relatives who trigger your anxiety. Um, so yeah, what I found was the right friends stuck with me. They stood by me no matter what I was going through. I've showed up to brunch, meetings. I've looked them in the eye and I've said, really struggling today. I'm struggling from this. My mind is racing. My heartbeat is not going down. I haven't slept in 5 days. No matter what it is, you know, to this day, one of my biggest gratitude factors is how some of these amazing friends still stood by me and they listened for hours, days, weeks, months, that it took for me to feel better. But, having people like that is such a blessing because not for a second do you feel like you're doing this alone. And that is so critical. As I said, the journey itself is already really, really lonely, and it puts you in a really dark place. But when people like that are around you and they stick by you, like that really gives you hope and that never makes you feel like you're alone and you have to do it all by yourself. It takes something that's overwhelming and makes it manageable in a way, So here's why I suggest you continue to go out there, spend time with friends, because the right kind of friends are one of the first steps of your recovery. Opening up to them is one of the first steps of your recovery. So No matter how hard it is to talk about it, go out and talk about it. Talk about it with the right people. Filter the right ones in, and if they're not good for you right now, let them go. No judgment, no prejudice, no ill will. Just let them go. Know that they mean well, but they're not the right fit for you right now. So let those, and I mean friends, family, relatives, whoever it doesn't matter. Let them go. Keep the ones that are good for you around you. Opening up to them, as I said, is a huge step for your own recovery. Um, I also wanted to talk about how people surprise me. Um, when you're in a dark place, everything is negative, right? You don't think anybody's going to understand you. You don't think, people care. Once again, it can put you in a really, really bad place when you think nobody cares about what you're going through. Nobody cares about whether you're happy or not, whether you're struggling or not. And the truth is, people surprise me with their compassion. Friends, this is why it's so important. Let me pause you here and tell you it's really important not to discriminate based on race, gender, color, ethnicity, background. It doesn't matter who they are, where they're from. They may be the right friend for you at that time. They may be the one to understand what you're going through and stick by you. So not only have I, gotten closer with the friends who stood by me, but I've made new friends who came into my life at one of the lowest points of my life and stood by me and proved that they're there for real. Like, how amazing is that? They surprise you with their compassion. They surprise you with how much they will do for you, even though they don't know you for that long. So it doesn't matter if you know a friend for 3 decades, 2 decades. They may not be the right fit, but a friend that you've only known for 2 months, but they know exactly what you're going through, could be very well the right friend for you right now. So keep that in mind. Um, it's a fight in our brain, right? Anxiety is a war. You're fighting with yourself. Your brain creates a reality, irrational fear, fight or flight responses, and there's a war inside your head. That's what anxiety is. If you've gone through it, you know. Um, to overcome that is one of the biggest fights you will ever take on in your life, and which is why you are a warrior. I'm a warrior. Those who take anxiety on, they are warriors. They will fight just to be better, just to get better. And it takes monumental effort to do that. So be proud, but at the same time, when you're out there making friends, lead with that pride, lead with that knowledge that you are a fighter, you are a warrior, you're fighting for something better, you're fighting to get better. You should be proud that you're doing so. Have that energy around you, have that aura lead the way. And then what you will find is that you will attract the same kind of energy. People who've gone through similar shit are going to be drawn to you. People who have fought for something better, who fought to improve their lives, who fought against anxiety and depression, they're the ones who are going to be attracted to you, because then you become like-minded, right? And that's the kind of energy you want to surround yourself with. That's the kind of spirit that you want to be friends with, because those are the right friends for you at that time. You need inspiration, you need motivation, you need positivity. And these people have done it all. So if you find them, those are the ones. Get to know them better. Share your journey. Don't be afraid. If they walk away, then let them walk away. You're not losing anything. This is almost something to be grateful about, because when you get into something so deep like anxiety, life, this process, it filters out the people who are not right for you. So you may love them, you may miss them, but at the end of the day, if they're not good for you, you got to let them go, right? So just keep in mind the filtration process, I personally am very grateful for, because it let me know who my real friends are, who are going to be by my side at one of some of the darkest times of my life, and like I am so blessed. I've been very lucky. I found quite a few of them who are like that, and so will you. But that's the filtration process you gotta have. It cannot be you sticking to the ones you know. It has to be you looking after who's best for you, who's gonna watch your back, who's not gonna trigger you. Those are the right friends for you. And finally, um, as you go through the process, as I said, I strongly believe in self-caring your way through. No matter what I'm preaching here, what I'm talking about, it's really important that you perform self care all the way through. What that means is don't be friends with somebody who's going to trigger you. Don't spend time in environments that are going to trigger you beyond what you can manage. And guess what? You will get stronger. The things you cannot manage today, you will be able to manage 3 months from now. Make no mistake, you will grow like that. But while you're going through it, always put yourself first. Think about what can I handle today? Who can I handle today? Dude, is this person good for me? Now, when you keep self-care in mind as you go through, no matter what process, the friendship making process, um, when you have self-care in mind, this is what happens. You only do things that are good for you, right? So you do things you love. You do things you enjoy. You spend time that where it relaxes you, right? If that's the case, sooner or later you're going to make friends in those environments. You're going to find people with common passion, common interest. They may be there for the exact same reason, and that is a much deeper reason, much more real reason for you to be friends with them than anybody else. That's the beauty of self-care. That's the beauty of, even when you're self-caring, even when you are doing things you love, like for me, it's the gym. I have made a life out of the gym. I have so many friends from the gym, and they're real. They know all my issues. They know everything that I've gone through, and they've stuck through me through the ups and downs of life. And like, it is so precious. They know more about my anxiety and the things I've struggled with than my own parents do. And I really hope my parents don't see this video. And thankfully they're not on YouTube. Thankfully they're old and not very tech savvy. So fingers crossed on that. But coming back to the friends that I made, opening up to them was one of the best decisions of my life. And letting them in, letting them you know, um, shine a light on a place that I thought was really dark. It was amazing. Now, when I look back, like I have so much gratitude, but so much love for these friends. Um, I really hope you get to a place where A, you are able to make new friends, but put them through that very picky filtration process. You got to filter out the ones, only keep the ones that are good for you. Next, you got to let them in a little. Let them know you have challenges. Let them know you have a depressive past, however you're comfortable expressing it. But let them in. See if they empathize. If they do, move forward. If they don't, and you think they're not a right fit, you move on. Next, the ones that are right for you, spend more time with them. Surround yourself with those people. They'll surprise you with their compassion and empathy, and that will change your life. And finally, do the things you love, because when you do that, that'll make you happy anyway. That'll make you feel better anyway. And somewhere in that process, if you do it often enough, you're going to make friends. And those friends might be there for the same reason. So that's what I did. And I gotta tell you, without my friends, I don't know where I would be in this journey. That's all I wanted to say. I really hope that it helps you to go out there. Keep the right friends, make new right friends, and self care all the way through. That's it for me today. I'll see you next time. Please remember to subscribe to the videos on my channel and like or comment if you have any feedback. I'm happy to get back to you. Other than that, it's Sammy signing out. Love, peace, respect. Namaste.